Alright, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are going to do a somewhat review of the brand new Axiom Proton Tempo. Let's hop into it. Alright, so like I said, I got the brand new Axiom Proton Tempo here. You can see it's a nice blue, clear, translucent plastic and a nice blue swirly rim. Pretty excited. I've thrown this a few times during a couple of rounds over the last couple days. Absolutely loving it. Just to give you quick information on it, it's an 11mm rim, so it actually falls in right between MVP's normal 4-speeds and the Envy. The Envies are like a 10mm, and their normal 4-speeds are like a 12mm. This one's right in the middle. It's the 11mm. I got my helper with me here today too. Say hi, Mr. Baby. You want to hold the Frisbee? And Mr. Baby's going to help us today, and we're going to throw it around. We're at Huber Heights Disc Golf Course, so you guys see me play here all the time. It's perfect for this. Any of the longer holes, I'll take that as opportunity to throw some shaped shots and see how this thing flies. And then some of the holes that are meant for it, we'll just throw it kind of normal. So I'll talk you through all that. But, Mr. Baby, do I need to get you your own Frisbee? All right, so hole number 1, 225 feet straight down there. This actually sets up perfect. I usually throw either an Envy or an Entropy, and I think this disc sits right in between those two. So let's see if we can throw it out there flat and let it fade into the basket. That's a little high. Oh, a little high, but it kicks off the tree and sitting pretty close. We'll see if we can make a putt. So that shot was a little bit high and came in. It would have been left of the basket a little bit, but it hit that big tree and rolled back over here to the right. So we'll see how it putts. Bread and butter. Like I said, I've used this disc a few times in my rounds yesterday and earlier today. And even sometimes where I've thrown it in as a putter, it's gone in every single time. There you go, Mr. Baby. You gonna hold the Entropy? All right, so hole 2 is 360 feet all the way up there on the left. So our plan here is to try to get an easy 3 and not have to struggle for that. So we're just gonna go tempo straight out in the middle, try to aim at that tree that has the vines growing up on it. That's probably out of my reach. But if we can get within like maybe 50 feet of that, I'll be happy. And it looks like we've done just that. All right, so that got in front of the group of 3 trees out on the middle left, so that'll be good. Should be an easy chip up for a par. All right, so that was about a 280-foot drive. Got me right up against this tree, unfortunately. I thought I skipped right in front of it, but we're right next to it. So the only thing that's going to make this difficult is going to be being pinched off against this tree. See if I can step back and just lob this up there and take our 3. If I was another 15 feet in front, we could run this. Hey. Just throw it flat against the log back there. That'll work. Easy putts for 3. So this is one of the holes that can actually bite you for a bogey in a normal round using a driver. So going with the 4-speed only and getting there easily in 3. Nice. It was good off the drive. All right, hole 3, 280 feet up this left center gap. We're going to see how well I can throw this tempo up the right wide gap there, almost on a flat hyzer-ish type play. Kind of need the same drive I just had. I think it would park it. I'll hit the line perfect. Does it have the distance? A little bit short. All right. We left ourselves about a 40-footer here. Just trying to make sure that I hit that gap and kind of let off the gas a little bit on it. Otherwise, I think this could have got there. But let's see if we can make a putt with it. Just didn't give it enough juice. It's kind of a hole you want a birdie, along with the next 2, honestly. Let's move on to hole 4. All right, hole 4, 263, hidden out there in between that group of trees. Honestly, I think if we go big hyzer up the right side, it should be pretty good. Big hyzer. I gave it way too much height though. That needed to be lower, so I faded out left. It's gonna be a long look. If we can make a putt though. Missed it on the strong side at least. Take a 3. That's a hole we want to birdie, but the drive was just too high and too much time to fade. How are we doing so far, Mr. Baby? We got a birdie on 1 and then a bunch of easy pars. Are you strapped in? He said, you forgot my guardrail, dude. All right, hole 5, 247, slightly uphill. You guys see me play this a whole lot. I think this disc should set up pretty well here. We're gonna try to do a little baby flex and hyzer a little bit and see maybe if it straightens up or even fades out a little bit at the end. It's straightened up. That looks like it's parked, but every time I say that on this hole, it's short. So let's go up there and see. What do you think there, Mr. Baby? What do you think, Mr. Baby? Yeah, it's funny. All right, Caden went ahead and said that he'll give me the gimme on this because it's parked. But we'll make the putt just to make sure. We're gonna move over to hole 9, which is hole 6 for us. It's past the gazebo. So what I'm gonna try to do is put this on a real big anhyzer this time and try to get it not to fade out and just get out there in the middle of that field, hopefully. Not throw this on top of the gazebo would be nice. There we go. And that's around the big tree. That's actually really nice. Easy 3. For anyone that comes to my channel often, you know I play this course a lot, and I've explained why it's great for reviews and like doing videos in general because of the shape of the course. But I would say throwing a putt and approach disc, that hole 6 through 9, birdie is out of question. They're all par 3s. There's no way I'm getting a 2. But right here, we're 45, 50 feet, and I overflexed it like I was trying to do. Had I thrown a shot that actually faded out at the end, we'd probably be on circle's edge and have a look at a birdie here. So imagine if you use a driver, it actually should be a birdie hole. Try to give this a floaty bid. It was floaty. You okay, Mr. Baby? Your allergies getting you? Or your allergies kicking it, Mr. Man? All right, hopping over to hole number 6, 415 feet. It's way up there. I'm not going to try to do anything fancy. I'm not going to try to get max distance. I want to just throw straight and flat and hopefully get out past that big tree on the left and fade around it. And that'll give me a nice straight tunnel. I just got to throw this hard, flat, and straight. Perfect. Now fades right after that tree. I don't know what's going on. I will say this. I already played around this morning, which I usually don't do before recording videos, and it is much nicer to come out here and do a video and be like loose and I already had warmed up. This is sadly my best drive on this hole ever. We can't be any more than 100 feet here. Probably a little bit less. I'd say 90 to 100 feet here. So that was probably every bit of a 300-foot drive, which is pretty big for me throwing a putter. I don't have that much power. But this one, we'll talk about at the end. I'm really liking this. I really wanted to get out here and throw some forehands for you too, which we need to do, but this is just too perfect of a backhand spot for us to get up there and get it close. Test its touch skills. And that should have it parked. Went a little bit longer than I thought that did. I thought that we had it parked. That's okay if you just make it. All right, we're gonna hop over to hole 8, 411 feet, all the way up there. Really just need to kind of throw this flat out there and straight. Try to bite off a 275 feet of distance or so. That'll work. Safe side over on the right side should set us up for an approach. All right, I had to skip hole 7. There's a couple people hanging out on the road that you follow along hole 7 and by hole 8's tee pad. It's kind of weird. But final hole here for us is hole 8. Drive got up here, knocked off most of the distance. We've got, I don't know, probably 150 left. We'll just stick with the backhand, see if we can get it closer than what we did on hole 6. I gave that one plenty of time. He said I took too long. Mr. Baby, are you ready to go? Let's go. Let's get out of here, dude. All right, so I thought that skip kind of was going to leave me with some work, but we're still parked here. So we'll take a nice easy 3. Played everything clean today, which was nice. All right, so let's wrap up talking about the Axiom Tempo here. Like I said, it's coming in the Proton plastic. This is part of the OTB drop. You can see here, it's got a beautiful stamp. I got really lucky, this blue one with the blue and black swirled rim. But to wrap up here, talking about the Proton Tempo, this is actually a really good disc. Like I said, it really compares to the Entropy, but if I can display this good here, you can see that the Tempo, if you can see that, I got the tops of them level and the bottom of the Tempo is a little bit higher. It's a little bit more shallow of a rim, and I really like that. It was great out there throwing. It can take the power of throwing it off the drives, which I really like. It does have that 2 fade stability, but it's very workable. You saw on hole 9 I was able to throw a big flex shot out there and get it to just straighten up at the end. So in my book, I like it more than the Entropy, and I use the Entropy for all of my go-to approach shots, especially forehand, because it's been able to kind of handle the torque, as they say, or cover up my bad form. I've been using the Tempo the last couple days for that instead, and I like it much more. It feels better in the hand, and I feel like it honestly flies more stable than the Entropy. And I don't mean like it has more fade or more tendency to, you know, fade out or fight the wind or anything like that. I mean, to me, it feels like, I think because of the shallowness of it compared to the Entropy, I feel like I release it much cleaner and it has less wobble, and therefore it's probably flying a little bit more stable throughout the flight. All right, so that does wrap it up for me and Mr. Baby. As you can tell, it's his nap time, so I'm going to take him home. As always, I do appreciate you guys stopping by. If you found the video useful, please give it a like. It'll help out the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Is it your nap time, Mr. Baby? Mr. Baby. He said, man, throwing discs is hard work. He said, then Dad stuck me with the Entropy. He didn't even let me have the new Tempo. He's done. He's done. It's time for him to go home. Good night, Mr. Baby. Good night, Mr. Baby. See you guys next time.